Hi, welcome to Arty Crafty Alchemy. Today I am making a project with the June Hedgehog Hollow box. I'm the Arty Crafty Alchemist. Let's get creative. So I've put everything from the last 4 boxes into 2 boxes and I'm going to pull some items to make the card. I've got the stamp set that came in our box. I have the die set. Then I have the Spring Sprig set from the February box, which was the first box. And I already have a bunch of things cut out that were cut from when I made the cards for that. I have the Nuvo Strawberry Bonbon glitter marker, which came in the May waffle flower box. I have these 2 sheets of paper that came from the LDRS March box, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm making yet. I've just pulled a bunch of things. I've got the sequins here in case I need them. I have my LDRS inks. I have the clear embossing powder and the tonic embossing pad. And I have my stamp chamois ready to go to clean my stamps. Let's get started and work out what we're making because I have no idea. So we're winging it today. Sorry, my nails are really disgusting. Lots been going on and I totally forgot they needed to be done, and at the moment my schedule is so bad I decided rather than not do a video I would just wing it and leave them the way they are. I'm just looking for my a die, but I've misplaced it. I also have the sweet die and the Sweet Sentiments stamps from the May Waffle Flower Hedgehog Hollow box. So what I was thinking was making a pretty pink pocket and having it on one of these 2 sheets of papers as our card front, and maybe cutting out a bunch of sweet to go across it and then having some flowers come out of the top. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. We'll see how it goes. This time I think I'll go and find a pretty pink piece of cardstock that matches colours in our paper, and I'll use that to cut our sweet die from. I think I'm going to use the glitter marker again. I will test it on a scrap piece of paper and see if I like the colour on top of the cardstock that I'm going to cut the word from. Then I'm surrounded by a bunch of inks to try and work out what colour I want to make things. And all my flowers in here are in pink and blue. So I think I might actually try and grab a bunch of these flowers out first and then we'll come back. Something's going wrong between my phone and my camera, so I just started filming and I was nattering away and then it said something was wrong. So while I was gone I managed to throw these all over the floor and my daughter picked them up, but we've got them all separated out now. She's over there clicking away in the background though she should be going to bed. I have just taken a random piece of cardstock and used some Crafts For You adhesive on the back. It's a big adhesive roll that I need to go to a craft show so I can get some more of that. I'm using it a lot. Haven't been to a craft show for a couple of years because the last one I went to wasn't very good. So I'm just going to line this up, then I'll take the second one, third one, and do the same thing. I learnt that trick watching many of Jennifer Maguire's videos. Okay, so I think what I've decided to do is take the 2 LDRS papers, and this is going to be my background, and then I'm going to make this into a pocket. I was testing out some inks to try and I've decided to go with Milled Lavender Distress, the one I think is closest to the papers. So this is our background piece, this is going to be our pocket piece. So I'm going to grab the pocket stamps. A little friend and I actually used these to make a card with, and if I can find a photo of it I will add it to my blog, so if you're interested in having a look you can. When I say little friend, she's 4 but if I bring card making stuff over there she likes to make something for mummy or daddy. Actually this time she made something for both of them. I'm just going to not put this too close to the edge so that my die can cut where it needs to. Make sure everything's snug in the corner, and I'm going to ink this up with some Milled Lavender. The good thing about this is because it's distress and it might not stamp properly the first time, is I can do it again to make it darker. And I may need to actually choose a different colour because that isn't coming out very bright. We're getting a bit more definition, so I just might do that a couple more times to get some colour in there. Okay, now we've got some nice thick lines. I'm going to give that a clean and I'm going to swap stamps. So I want to make sure this is all the way over the pocket. Then I'm going to pick it up and make sure everything's in the corner again. And again, with the milled lavender, I'm just going to give one layer so that there's a faint bit of denim lines running through it. Just so it looks like it's on printed denim. There we go. It's given it, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's given it just a hint of texture without taking away too much from the pattern paper. And I'm going to take the lavender and add some colour to the top of this. Okay, so it doesn't matter if your colour's a little bit splotchy. I was going to use the pen, but the pink's a bit too bright, and I've switched to lavender. So if I had a lavender pen or a lilac pen, I would use that, but I only have the one pen. I'm going to grab my wire cutters. I actually need a pair like everybody else has with those tiny little blades. I'm going to cut that out and I will be right back. So there's our pocket. So I'm going to layer that up on there and have our sweet on there. And I'm going to have some flowers up here. These are some white cards with envelopes from Kmart. They're about 180 to 200 GSM, so they're not too bad. They're folded pretty nicely. I haven't had too much of an issue with these. I bought some from a craft show once and they were a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Nothing is folded properly. Always having to trim edges off. So I'm just measuring my card and then taking 1/4 inch off so that there's a bit of a white border around the edge. I'm just going to check the size. There we go, that's what I wanted. And this pocket's going to go here and our word's going to go here. I've just got my Express-It tape and I am going to add that to the back, and I've just realised the table's a little bit dirty, so I am going to clean that off as soon as I've done this. Okay, I'm just going to stick this down. I always do opposite corners, helps me line everything up better. I'm going to use some foam tape on the pocket so we can have a little bit of dimension and make it look like the flowers are coming out of the pocket. I might just leave a slight gap so I can tuck some under there. The pocket's stuck down, now the fun bit. Now I don't want these dark green ones, they're too dark for this card. I have plenty of others mixed in with cat hair because cat hair's everywhere here. We are definitely not a pet-free home. So what I'm going to do is grab some of these. I just thought I'd try and zoom you in really close so you could see up close what I was doing. Just turning them into little cups by rolling the ball end of this tool around. I think it's called a ball stylus, but I've had it so long I can't remember. And it doesn't matter if they go in a lot because we're going to flip them over and then just push down. So we have some nice dimension to our flowers. They look really pretty and three-dimensional. I'll do a bunch of these and I'll be back. I couldn't find my battery and I had to charge it, so it's the next day now. What I'm going to do is use my Wink of Stella to add a little bit of shimmer to this sweet word to give it a little bit of shine, but I think my Wink of Stella is starting to run out. So let's see if we can get it all done. It needed me to give it a little bit of a squeeze to get it coming out again. Here we have our lovely shimmery sentiment, and I'm just going to leave that to the side to dry. And now I'm going to start adding flowers. I have shaped a bunch and I'm just going to work around with placing them, and then I'll decide where I'm going to glue them. Any that have little pieces cut off are going to be the ones I use to tuck in. When you're happy with flower placement, then you need to start gluing them down. I have some Helmar glue in this tiny little bottle with the needle nose that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to start adding my flowers and filling in one by one. So I'm just going to keep doing this and I'll come back when this bit's done. Okay, so I have finished sticking down all my flowers. I'm not wholly happy with the placement. It looks a bit blocky to me. I'm just not really good at doing this kind of thing, so I just keep adding more to try and make it look a bit more haphazard. Anyway, I'll leave that for now. We have our pretty sparkly words suite. I'm going to just peel the backing off, and I'm going to add this. Grab my tweezers. I have some Cool Tack tape, and I'm just going to do some very thin strips of it for the bits that are overhanging. So the sides of the S, T. Okay, we need a super skinny one for this little flick down here, and another one for this little flick over here. Okay, now the fun bit is getting all the plastic off. I'm going to pop this down here. Now I can just use my tweezers to tuck anything under that's poking out a bit of the clear Cool Tack, just so we can't see it so much. Now I'm going to see if I can find some more flowers, because I used a lot. Then I'm going to put some on the letters. I'm just working out where I want them to go. Just taking the Helmar glue again. Got my flowers placed. I have this small strip of stripe left, so what I'm going to do with that is add some tape. Yes, I'm just going to stick this strip along the edge and then trim this little bit off, so we have a little bit of accent in there. I am going to grab my stamp platform now, and I think I might take this piece of paper and see how this works. I have my Hedgehog Hollow stamp set, so I'm grabbing the Your. So I'm just going to pick that up. I'm taking the Milled Lavender Distress again. Give it a press. I know you can't see it right now, but I'm going to build up the layers, and then I am going to throw some clear embossing powder on it to make it stand out a bit better. And then I'm actually going to clean my stamp and use my Nuvo embossing pad. I'm just going to go over the top of that again, and then I'm going to throw some clear embossing powder on that. This is the LDRS clear embossing powder. The texture on the paper is making me think there's extra embossing powder there. I should have actually looked for my embossing buddy. Okay, let's just heat it up. So I'm using a Print Blocks heat tool. It looks pretty much like the Tim Holtz one, except mine is beat up, battered around. I got it secondhand. I'd buy a heat it tool, but they don't make them for Australia. I'm going to find a die to cut this with. I have taken this set of circle flippets to create my sentiment. I have cut a circle with some dots, and then I've cut the slightly bigger scalloped one because it looks a little bit like a flower, so that we can layer them up. And I'm going to add this up here. I'm just going to add some foam tape to the back of them. Okay, so I'm just cutting a corner of the tape off so that I can layer that over. Now I'm going to find some bling and go bling crazy. Now, hopefully I have enough bling here, but I'm about to go bling crazy and bling every single flower. This is a sheet, they come in strips. I'm using some pointy tweezers. I'll move my board up a little bit so you can see. I don't do this on my mat, I do it on this black section here, which is why I've had to push my board way up. I just stick the tweezers in between to slice them, and then grab the one I want, place it where it needs to go. I probably should have done the underneath ones first, but I'll get them in there with these tiny tweezers, no worries. Okay, so I'm going to bling everything up and then I'll come back. Okay, so I have added bling to all of the flowers. I wouldn't be able to choose which ones just to add bling to. I'm missing a flower, aren't I? So I must have knocked a little flower off. The bling I am using is Rhinestone Mega Pack from Portercraft. I have 3 different sets in here. This is a 3mm set, this is the 2mm set, and this is the 5, I think, millimeter set. I just store them all together to make it easier for myself to find coordinating colours. So I'm going to also take some of this big bling, add one there, and another little bling, and a little bling over here, and maybe a big bling and a little bling up here. And the cat's coming to say hello and sit on my card. This is why There's cat hair in everything. So this is my finished card. We have the little accent on the inside. We have lots and lots of bling, so it's very sparkly. The cat is in the way of the light. So we have a ton of sparkle on there. I'm not overly happy with how I did the flowers at the top. It's a bit too blocky for me. I didn't want it to be quite like that, but I'm not used to sticking so many flowers on something, so hopefully somebody will like it. And I'm hoping I have a stamp that says celebrating, because I want to put celebrating you on the inside, so that makes it a bit of a generic card. You could give it as a thank you, you could give it as a birthday card, a just because card. So yeah, I'm hoping I can find a celebrating stamp and I'll stamp that on the inside. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. If you did, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you know when I've posted a new video. I do have another Hedgehog Holo card coming up. This time I'm going to use mostly items just from the box to make a man card. My Hedgehog Holo box is also due to arrive, and hopefully I can do my nails in between now and then. It's busy. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow, so that day is totally out for much of anything. I have to get as much done as I can today and then get back to work after that. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of my card. Too much bling? Not enough bling? I love bling. So I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.